Hello everyone, welcome to my current home that I'm gonna be leaving this week. It's a bit of a mess right now because I'm moving this week to a new place and I just wanted to make this slight video reflection of the mess that is this apartment. I made a video about 11 months ago when I moved into this current place, the first apartment I've ever had, I've ever paid for, I've ever lived in on my own. And I was so very excited to live at this place. It was an excitement that lasted all of like 2 months because this, as you can tell by me walking around, it's really small. Here's probably the most charming bit. When you go to the bathroom, you either gotta spread your legs out like this, or you gotta sit sideways because the toilet's so close to the wall. At times, I have felt ashamed of this place because it is not luxurious, it is not nice. In so many ways it is gross, but here's the thing about that, and something that my mom said to me recently, is that it's mine. Let's reflect on what this small home has meant to me, because a year ago I moved across the country by myself to a place where I have absolutely no family, absolutely no historical context whatsoever, and I paid for a home. I've had financial hiccups, I've had situations where I've run out of money and had to stress, but then I figured it out, I learned stuff, and I made it happen. At times, this has felt a bit like a hospital room. Like, check out those white walls though. It has felt like a hospital room, and I felt trapped and unable to breathe in here. I think creatively in particular, I have not really felt like I'm able to breathe in here. But here's the thing, I'm young, I'm struggling, and I'm putting a roof over my own head. It may not be the nicest roof, but it's my roof. It doesn't have a kitchen. There's some Domino's trash. It's not sponsored. Some Domino's trash. That's pretty much a frequent fixture of this home over the past year. I have a tendency to be very mean to myself, and I've done that within the context of this tiny little messy home that I've kept for myself, and I just want to say something. You are allowed to be proud of your accomplishments, even if they don't quote-unquote measure up to other people's accomplishments. You're allowed to be happy with what you've accomplished. You just need to get rid of the comparisons to other people your age or in your situation or whatever, because no one is in your situation. You're living your own life. You're writing your own rules. And if your way is working for you, then it's the best way for you. That's really important to me to remember that, because I forget it all the time, but it's so true. This was a temporary home, but it's my first home, and it's significant because of that. I feel like everything I do, every place I live from now on, I'll think of this place. I'll think of this small, tiny box of an apartment that I lived my first year of LA in. I think that alone makes this one of the coolest places I'll have ever lived in my life. Even if it's not objectively the coolest place I've ever lived, I think contextually, it is the coolest place I've ever lived in my life. You know, one of these days when I have a dog and like a yard and stuff, and I'm able to just sort of run around outside and be carefree, I'll think about when I wasn't able to do that. And I'll also think about the day I moved in here, and how excited and how happy I was. There was such a purity. There was like that emoji too when I moved in here. And there's a video. I made a video of like an apartment tour, and my mom was laughing at me. She was like, you did a tour in like 30 seconds. I'm like, yeah, because that's all there is to tour. That's all there is. But I was so excited, and I deserved to be, and I should have been excited. Because it was a cool thing that happened in my life. The first time I signed a lease, the first time I lived in a place that I was paying for. That's cool, and I'm allowed to be excited about that, and I'm allowed to look back at that with fondness. I'm also allowed to look back on how gross I let this place get. Because listen, it's a really small apartment, so very easy to get messy. Also, I'm packing to move right now. This is the last video that will be filmed in this apartment, which is a bit sad, but also exciting because there are so few places to film in this apartment. And in my new place, guys, that's not the case. There's so many things I can do in there. I'm very excited to show you that. That'll probably happen on Friday. But yeah, that's it for me. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think in the comments. If you have similar experiences, if you just have stories you want to tell, I love reading your stories. But that's about it. I'm gonna go. I love you a lot. I'll see you on Friday. Pew! Mulder, why is Scully laying down? Why? She doesn't deserve to be laying down. You know where she deserves to stand, on a platform so she's taller than you. Scully didn't deserve that. Hey, Dana.